So first and foremost, obviously, before you move off anywhere, you need to be checking around you that it's safe for you to move off. So an examiner's going to be looking out for your checks. So we're doing a little 6-point check, looking all around us. We're checking that it's safe. When it's safe, signal on because there's vehicles around me coming towards me, and off we go. So next thing, the examiner's going to be looking at for you making progress. They want to see you get going and get to the speed limits of the road. Obviously, if there's vehicles in front of you that are slowing you down, there's not a lot you can do about that. That's them slowing you down and not you slowing down other vehicles. But they want to see you within sort of 2 or 3 miles of the speed limit of the road that you're on. That's going to make sure you're making progress. If you slightly go over the speed limit 1 or 2 miles an hour, as long as you react to it quickly, bring it back down again to where it should be, that's fine.
After 300 yards, turn left, then at the end of the road, turn left.
Okay, so it's giving me a command. Our best thing to do here now is check the mirror straight away in the relevant direction I'm going. So I'm checking the centre and left mirror, I'm giving a signal, slowing the speed.
Turn left, then at the end of the road, turn left.
And selecting an appropriate gear to take the corner, and then just looking into the road.
After 250 yards, turn left.
I'm at a speed that ultimately now I can deal with what just happened there with the oncoming car. If I went around the corner too fast, I'm either going to end up on the wrong side of the road,
turn left,
or I'm going to interfere with the vehicles that might be coming towards me. So you never want to be turning into a road fast. If you're turning it fast, you can't deal with things quickly enough. Okay, so again, end of the road, I'm turning left.
Turn left.
So mirror checks, signal, positioning in the road, reducing my speed, and this is a closed junction. I'm going to be selecting first gear on the approach. Good checks left and right, and when I can see it's clear, we're going to move on. Checking the rear view mirror, see who's following me. There's a lorry, he's turning off, and just keeping myself a nice safe distance away from the parked vehicles. So I've got more parked vehicles up ahead, pedestrian on the left. Checking my right mirror as I move out around the parked vehicles. And back in again when I move back in.
At the end of the road, turn right, then at the end of the road, turn left.
Okay, so again I'm checking my mirrors. I've been given my command. Relevant mirrors to centre and right this time. Popping on a signal.
Turn right, then at the end of the road, turn left.
Correct gear, closed junction, looking left and right, and just proceeding gently out into the road, checking my rear view mirror, the second gear.
Turn left, then cross the roundabout and take the second exit. Cross the roundabout and take the second exit. Then, at the end of the road, turn right. Turn right, then turn left.
Mirror checks, position in the road. Check it's safe and move off.
Turn left, then go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Checking the relevant mirrors again. Popping on a signal.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Position in the road. Looking to my right, it's nice and clear. Just back on the gas again. Through the gears, and I can see the speed limit's changed from that road to this road, so we're up to 40. So again, making progress, checking who's following me. I can also see a change of speed limit further up ahead, so we're dropping back down to 30. So I'm easing off the gas early. Gentle bit of braking to bring me to the speed that I need to be before I get to the change of speed zone.
After 100 yards,
lights are green, yes, you can go. But it's always a case of proceed with caution. Don't just naturally assume because your lights are green, nothing's going to be coming from any other direction. You could get somebody who's just totally blanked out the lights and just didn't even see them, and they're going to come flying through. You could get an emergency vehicle that's coming through. You've got your music slightly too loud, you might not hear that emergency vehicle. So ultimately, the checks right and left before you actually proceed past the crossroads, the sensor traffic lights. So I'm keeping a nice safe following distance between me and the car in front. You don't want to freak out an examiner by being too close. And plus as well, it's going to make your slowing down a lot more smoother rather than you having to hit the brake time.
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
So again, the kilometres there. Check the relevant mirrors. See who's behind me, who's to the side of me. Position yourself in the road and pop it
Go
on the
right
signal.
on the roundabout and take the third exit.
I'm keeping a nice tyres and tarmac gap between me and the car in front so I can see his rear tyres. I can see a section of the road behind those tyres. There's a good reason for that. Obviously, if he rolled back or I rolled forward or somebody hit me from behind. Plus, I don't want to be smelling his exhaust fumes. If I'm sat too close, all I'm going to be doing is sucking in his exhaust fumes all the time. So lane discipline on the roundabouts are so important. You start changing lanes without looking, it's an instant fail. Simple as that. So I'm looking for the middle lane here. The lights started to change, but I had too much momentum and cars behind me
Take
for
the
me
exit.
to want to stop. I could have caused an issue to them. As the lights change, quick check right and left. See there's no cyclists or motorbikes alongside me. And again, just checking my rear view mirror and the right side because we merge point. Make sure nobody's alongside me. And I want to see who's following me and how close they are. Okay, so change of speed here is we're into a 40. It's actually not a change of speed, but it's a continuation speed. And again, I can see there's lots of traffic up ahead, so I can make progress, but ultimately I'm within the speed limit and I'm at a speed that is making progress. I'm at 38 miles an hour, and because I can see heavy traffic up ahead of me, there's actually no point in me catching them because at some stage there's possibly going to be lights changing and we're all going to be slowing down anyway, and I'm deemed to be making progress. I'm doing 38 and a 40. So the light's been green for some time, they could change at any second. There we go. So again, I'm preparing for the fact that they might change. Now for me, and it's a preference to each and every individual driver, for me, if I'm first in the queue, I keep my car in first gear, I pop the handbrake on and I keep my foot on the clutch so that I'm ready to go as soon as those lights change. Some people have put it into neutral with the handbrake on and just sit there with their feet on the floor. The choice is yours. Obviously, you just got to be a little bit quick when the lights do change so that you're not going to be holding anyone up when you select gear and handbrake off. Okay. So these vehicles come out for some time. They're going to change any second. Getting that quick mirror check left and right just before we move off. You know, did a motorbike or a cyclist come alongside me? Again, we've got to change the speed sign up ahead. There's no point in me accelerating.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Again, checking my mirrors because I've been given a command. Just looking around me. Now we're going ahead, so as such, didn't need to check the left and right mirror, but I'm checking them just in case there is somebody alongside me with the speed's dropped. So just reducing my speed again.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Nobody oncoming is indicating to their right, so I'm going to make a move to go and a signal collected roundabout. Again, checking my mirrors to see who's followed me in and just bringing my speed up to the limit of this road, which is now 30. Watching out for the pedestrians on the right, another pedestrian on the left. Again, traffic lights lights up ahead, can't see anyone around them. It's a pedestrian crossing. The van is turning right, so I'm just going to ease up nice and gently, give him the opportunity to move in, and then back on the gas again, just checking my mirrors, seeing who's around me. Pedestrian and cyclists right and left. Again, another mirror check to see what's going on. Another cyclist on the left. You can see a junction up ahead on the left with
After
vehicles pulling
300
out.
yards, cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
So first exit. So for here it's slightly to the left. So I'm going to be checking the centre and left mirrors. Thinking about where I'm going to position the road. It's a dual lane approach, so I want the left lane. Again, checking my mirrors as I move over, giving the
Cross the
signal.
roundabout and take the first exit.
Looking to my right, it's nice and clear, no point in stopping. And just moving on again, rear check the mirrors. And bring
After
the speed up.
400 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
So again, I'm checking my mirrors because I want to use the right-hand lane on the approach. We give a signal, let people know I'm moving across.
Go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
And again, just reduce my speed, looking to my right. Traffic's coming, so I've got to stop back into first gear. I'm looking for my opportunity, which is the motorbike. I'm going to go straight after him. Off we go. Lane discipline again, really, really important here. So I'm hugging the roundabout. Quick signal to exit. Just checking to my left.
Cross the roundabout and take the third exit.
Now I'm going to signal right. Check the centre and right mirror again. Nobody coming. Just reducing my gear slightly just to give me more control around the roundabout. Now this is a spiral roundabout, which takes me from the inside to the outside without crossing any lanes. Again, just checking all around me, seeing it safe as I exit. Cancelling the signal. See we're in a school zone now, so just got to check that there's no kids out in the road or classes that are coming out to do something. If the lights were flashing, I'd be doing 20 miles an hour approximately, because the kids are probably going to kick out. Basing it on the surroundings at the time. Again, we've got traffic lights up ahead. They could change at any time. Green currently, so I'm being prepared for it. So checking the right mirror as I move out around these parked cars. Checking the mirror, see who's behind me before I get to the lights in case they did change. And we've now got another change of speed zone. So again, I need to be making progress. Nobody ahead of me. Checked around, see nobody's overtaken me, and making progress. Up in the fourth gear, pedestrian on the left, just keeping an eye out for them. Yeah, another rear view check. Just keep regularly checking your mirrors, seeing what's around you. Be aware of what's around you all the time. See there's a junction on the left, warning sign up ahead. So again, I'm checking my rear view mirror just in case somebody appears and comes flying out in front of me. If I brake, I want to know who's behind me. Nobody there, so I'll go back on the gas a little bit. Bring me back up to speed. So we're now doing 40, end of 40, still nobody around me. Nice to see these roads are clear for once. And again, I'm just showing the examiner that I'm aware of what's around me. You want to be aware of your surroundings all the time. That doesn't mean that you don't focus on where you're going. It just means be aware of what is around you, where you go, where your position is in the road. So you've got pedestrian on the left, roundabout coming up, and a change of speed sign. So again, I'm thinking about coming off my gas.
After 300 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
So just by coming off that gas early, I've now reduced my speed. I'm at 30 before I've got to the 30 sign. I'm going left, so I'm checking my mirrors and signalling.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Reduce my speed in gear, and I'm looking to go out behind the Range Rover. There's my opportunity, and off we go. Just checking on my left again, see there's nobody on the inside of me. Make sure my signal cancels, check my rear view mirror, see who's followed me in. Currently a white car is following me, he's way back. bus up ahead that could pull in at any stage. So again, I'm just being prepared that he might pull in to let people on or off, which means he's possibly going to stop. Again, I need to know in advance, possibly who's behind me, just in case he stops. Everyone in front of me stops, I've got to stop.
After 300 yards, turn right.
So again, the command's been given, checking the relevant mirrors, centre and right. And lets the examiner know already that I'm aware of where I'll need to be looking when I get a little bit closer to that junction. As I do get a little bit closer, I'm going to check them again. Let people behind me know
Turn
what's going
right.
on. And position myself in the road. So if you're turning right, and there's a filter lane, you need to be in that filter lane. You can't be straddling the lines between the left lane and the filter lane, otherwise people can't get past you. Again, that would lead to a fault. So position myself nicely. There's a nice indication to let me go. Give them a little wave. You can give them a wave as long as you're in control of the vehicle still. No point waving and losing control of the steering. They're not going to fault you for it unless you lose control of the steering. So at all times you've got to be in control of the car. Now obviously on a particular route, examiner's going to pull you in on a few occasions. So you might say find a safe place to pull in on the left. So I'll check my mirrors and straight away.
After 300 yards, turn right.
There's an opportunity for me to pull in. Into neutral, handbrake on, cancel my signal. The examiner might then say to you, okay, when you're ready, drive on. So again, prepare the car, get it in gear, observations all around, make sure it's safe. I've got a white car coming up behind me, so I'm not going to indicate just yet. Black car following him. So again, I'm just keeping an awareness, looking for my opportunity. Black car comes past, on with my signal, I'm moving off. Now there's a van waiting to pull out. He's going to wait for me first. Just give him a thanks to say that. And again, just constantly looking around me, looking for anything that's moving. So we're taking this next road on the right, so my mirrors and
Turn
signal.
right.
Position in the road is good. Reduce my speed and gear. And just looking nicely into the road and turning in without crossing the white line. Nice and slow gives me control, and just checking my rear view mirror as I move
After
in.
600 yards, turn right.
And checking my right mirror as I move out around the parked cars. The left mirror just to see there's nobody alongside me like a cyclist. We're not going that fast, and ultimately a cyclist could catch up with me. So up ahead, bit messy. I'm going to let this learner come through. I've got more space here than he has. It's easier for me to just hold back. And the examiner will be looking for you to see about these decisions that you should be making. We're trying to drive defensively all the time. And if you drive defensively, you're in a lot better position than you are if you drive competitively. Like, I can make that gap, I'm just going to floor it and get going. That's a dangerous way of driving. Defensive is only going to put you a few extra seconds on your journey. It's going to keep you safer. A car ultimately is to get you from A to B. It's not to get from A to B in the fastest possible time. A lot of people will chuckle at that who watch this video, but by all accounts, I've been driving 40 years. I've never had a crash on the road. It's doable, and it shouldn't just be...
At the end of the road, turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
So it shouldn't just be a case of thinking, oh, well, at some stage or other, I'm going to have a crash.
Turn right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Yeah, statistically, 17 to 25-year-olds are at a higher risk, and that's just purely down to their experience at the time and the way that their brains are not matured enough to deal with
Turn right.
certain things. But over time, your experience will grow, your brain matures better for situations like driving a car, and by all accounts, your mindset will change. A lot of what-ifs start hitting your brain cells. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if this happened? You've then got dependents you might be thinking about, or you've got to pay your mortgage. The recklessness that you might have as a 17 to 25-year-old will disappear over time, and you'll just eat it up. But it doesn't mean just because you're 17 to 25
After
you've got to drive
300
recklessly.
yards, go left on the roundabout. first exit.
Right, so again, checking the relevant mirrors, centre and left. Can't signal yet because of the junction. As I get closer to the roundabout, another set of mirror checks.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Think about my position, gear, speed. Hopefully looking to go out behind the blue car. And there we go, going with him rather than waiting for a gap to appear and then start thinking about going, because by which time that gap's probably been filled by somebody else. So you're trying to look for a car that you can follow with a little
After
gap behind
300
it.
yards, cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
So again, relevant mirror checks, centre and left, because it's slightly to the left. Looking for my lane position. I don't need to signal here,
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
but I'm going to put one on because it benefits the oncoming traffic. So that car wasn't indicating correctly, which made me stop. So if they were on their test, they would have got a fault because they were still indicating right as they came round the roundabout, which made me think they were coming all the way around, which is why I slowed down to virtually a stop. So silly little things like that. If you're going to make another road user change speed or direction because of your actions, it's going to result in you getting a fault recorded or even a fail. Okay. Some of the myths I was talking about earlier on. Things like, oh yeah, don't do your test on a Friday afternoon. They would have hit their quota. They're only allowed to pass so many people in a day or in a week or in a month. Absolute rubbish. If you're ready for your full license, you'll get your full license if you drive how you should drive.
After 300 yards, bear right.
There is no quota. If you're good enough, you'll get a license. It's as simple as that. Some people think just because they've stalled, they failed their
Bear
test.
right.
It's all about what the circumstances are if you stall. What the circumstances are, maybe on your parallel park, if you reverse back and you hit the curb. How did you hit it? Did you hit it hard? Do you even know you're touching it and you're still trying to reverse and mount the curb? Did it affect anyone else? Were there pedestrians on the pavement at the time? There are so many factors with any faults that might be recorded as to whether they're a fault or whether they're a serious fault or whether they're a dangerous fault. The main stance to look at it is a standard fault, normal driver fault, will be recorded if you do something that actually hasn't affected anybody. Like potentially, you've missed a mirror check. Yeah, you should have checked relevant mirrors. You didn't, but it didn't affect anybody, and ultimately you've just gone on with your journey. Actually, had you not checked your mirrors and there was somebody alongside you, like a cyclist or a motorbike trying to overtake you, and because what you then did caused them to have to brake, or you hit them for God's sake, yeah, it's dangerous faults, serious faults, whatever the circumstances are at the time. So you just got to be watching out for that sort of stuff. That, you know, do what you've been taught by your instructors, and if you haven't had one, possibly get one, just to clarify that what school of mum and dad or school of brother and sister who might have taken you out because they're a really good driver and they know the score, well, they might not have been up to date with all the modern standards and the modern teaching techniques and stuff like that, and what was taught 30 years ago is definitely not what is taught now. So get yourself an instructor, at least for a couple of sessions. If you think you're that good, they'll tell you, they'll be honest with you, and get them to assess where they think you're at and as to whether or not you think you're as good as you think you are. They'll be very, very honest with you, very upfront. If they tell you that you're not ready for your test, you really should be considering changing it.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Because they're not after just trying to take your money, they're trying to be honest with you to say that you're not at a standard.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
And that standard is potentially then going to put you at risk should you get a lucky 40 minutes with your test where, you know, every roundabout's clear, every traffic light's green, all your junctions are empty. It's feasible that a poor driver could still pass the driving test. The downside to that is then when they have to deal with real life every day of the week, and those standards are not where they really, really should be. So an instructor's going to be honest with you, he's going to let you know. He doesn't want to be sharing the roads.
After
Somebody who's not very
200
good.
yards, turn left, then turn right.
Okay, so that literally is a legitimate
Turn
test
left,
route
then turn right.
for the DVSA here down in Leon-Solent. By all accounts, obviously there was a manoeuvre that hasn't been put in here. We've pulled in, we've moved off. But you will get one of the 4 manoeuvres. Forward bay park, reverse bay park, parallel park, or pulling up on the right and reversing 2 car lengths. One of those will be asked, and possibly an emergency stop. Okay. You've just got to go and show them a safe drive like that. You know, it's not hard if you put in the effort for the training. Okay, and I'm literally now back where we started. Just going to check the mirrors and signal, pull on in, and come to a stop. Okay, so there you go. That literally is a driving test. It's just short of 40 minutes actually, because obviously I haven't done the manoeuvres and stuff like that. But that's a legitimate route, and that's literally all you've got to go and show an examiner. As I say, they're not after a perfect drive, they are after a safe drive. Yeah. Make progress when you need to make progress. Leave a nice gap between you and the car in front. You know, when you come to move off, if you're 2nd or 3rd or 4th in the queue as a junction and you're all going together or a set of traffic lights, well, just let the ones in front of you just go a little bit quicker than you. You can still be making progress by adding gas, but don't just add as much gas as the cars in front of you, so that you create a bigger safe distance between you and the car in front. That ultimately will then make an examiner feel a lot more comfortable, because you're not sat on the bumper of a car in front of you. I mean, that's going to scare anyone in real terms. But it will make your slowing down a lot smoother. Yeah, you'll be able to react to things a lot sooner, and gentler. You'll see junctions coming up sooner. You'll see pedestrians sooner that might be blocking the path by vehicles in front of you. You might not see them if you're too close. You'll see traffic lights coming up. You'll see roundabouts coming up. You can react to them. Give yourself time to deal with what potentially is coming up. But if you're all bumper to bumper all the way down the road and you're ragging it to sort of make that progress, it's going to make things a lot more clunky, and you're going to be reacting late, sort of thing. Now if you start seeing an examiner every time you touch the brakes doing this, he's possibly trying to give you a little heads up to say you're too damn close and you're having to hit the brake hard. Just back off a little bit, so it's more of a gentler slowdown. Okay. Ultimately, have watched the video. If you like it, great, give us a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, add them in the comments box, and ultimately I'll give you an honest reply to the ones that you asked me. Alright, thanks a lot for watching.